Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Madisonville Marine, the downtown Knoxville Boat Show. Coming to town March 5th. We're right around the corner, folks. March 5th through the 8th. But the boat show incentives you can get right now. If you go down to Madisonville Marine, Highway 411 North in Madisonville, you drive onto that big lot, you will be blown away. And Bob was down there recently, had his boat tooled up and told me this week, and sorry you're not in this segment, he's off segment nodding. They did a great job just working his 10-year-old G3, and they got that thing running like it's brand new. Madisonville Marine, there's no better place to buy a boat. That's all you need to know. That should be the plug every week, just period. There's no better place to buy a boat. Madisonville Marine. All right. When Rick Barnes loses, you are guaranteed to hear about his salary, his lack of tournament success, and his age. Let him lose to Bruce Pearl, and the cult of Pearl comes out loud and proud, and they are all saying that, well, we should have saved that money and brought back Bruce. Should have just had an interim coach for 3 years and kept him. Should have fought the NCAA and kept him, et cetera, et cetera. Let's take a look at the comparison of these two guys. All right, there's your numbers on both of them, and you can do your own math there. I'm going to ask these guys: if you gave Phillip Fulmer truth serum, and you said, "All right, you can have Bruce Pearl running your program, you can have Rick Barnes running your program," who does he choose? Silence. Nobody wants to go first.
I'm going to say Rick Barnes. I think there are a variety of reasons. I think Bruce Pearl's a great coach, and I think he could eventually wind up in the Hall of Fame. I think Rick Barnes is a slam dunk in the Hall of Fame. And, yeah, Auburn's won, 4 in a row over Tennessee and Rick Barnes. Yeah. So, yeah, that doesn't look too good. Neither did the game on Saturday. But I think just trying to manage a person, I think Phillip Fulmer would prefer Rick Barnes, and also Barnes has done a very good job with this program. So I would say Rick Barnes.
I mean, you were number 1 for a month last year. Yeah.
He might rather have the one he could pay the less, being a type 1 AD.
Yeah. That's right. Honestly, though, who do you think? If an AD looked at it?
If an AD, that's a tough choice because they're both, in my opinion, Hall of Fame coaches. It's not like Bruce Pearl versus,
Donnie Tyndall.
Donnie Tyndall. Yeah, I would give the edge to Rick because of the not worrying about compliance issues, maybe.
Well, if
that's a big deal.
What's not on the chart?
Maybe it's not a big deal.
I mean, I think you look at that chart, and in 16 years, Pearl's done better than Barnes in some of those areas. The great unspoken is the NCAA stuff.
Right. If I'm Phillip Fulmer, I think I'm going to say Bruce Pearl if you can keep us out of trouble with the NCAA. I like the style of play better. I think he's much better with the fans. I think they're set, but that's a big if. That's a big if.
Of course, we are less than 12 months removed from every restaurant in town offering him free food for life to stay, from fans checking Twitter every 20 seconds praying that he stays, and yet 12 months down the road, you're now saying Pearl.
I'm not saying Pearl.
They each won.
Would you have said that 12 months ago?
No.
Okay.
At Tennessee, they each won 1 SEC title. Bruce was number 1 for a week. Barnes was number 1 for a month. I think what they've done at Tennessee is very similar.
Bruce went to an Elite 8.
Yeah. He went to the Final Four last year.
If I'm looking at the whole portfolio, whole athletic department as an AD, football is the deal. And so I'm hiring the guy that is not going to get in the way of football. And I think I think because of some of BP's past, all of a sudden you're inviting little NCAA people on your campus a little bit more often. And that, if I'm Fulmer, especially being a football guy, man, stay away. Let me go get my football thing right. Let me go win championships in football because that's where really the money is. And so I'm good. And Barnes not like a bad coach. He's been really, really successful. So I think if I'm the AD, I'm taking Barnes.
There was word that because Tennessee was the NCAA was looking at football under Kiffin, it led to basketball getting in trouble, which is interesting.
Tell you what, we talked about this off air last week, so we'll do it on air this week. Up next, we're talking, is cheating worth it? All right. So those who would prefer Pearl, is it worth it to just say cheat? Go for it. Come on back on the Sports Source. We'll debate.